Good. How are you?
What'd I miss?
Nothing. I can't even believe you really came on. I was just using you as clickbait.
Oh, well, here I am.
Here you are. Just listen. Everyone else, I'm like, look, we're on in 10 minutes. Get over here. Don't be late. With Caity, I'm like, here's a link. If you, yeah, boss lady. That's right, Mister. That's right, Mister Burns. Boss lady. I'm like, hey, if you want, 805 Jethro. Damn, I know. Me too.
Hey, how about Tyson? Let's start there. How cool is that? That's pretty cool.
I'm tripping. I don't even know football. Are you a football fan?
Love it.
And so what give me your perspective on how is it just a complete, I don't know what the story is, but is it just a complete Cinderella story? Is it just like, wow, holy shit?
I think absolutely it is, and you're seeing it all over the news. But to be, not surprising. He's done it the right way. He's put his head down. He's done all the work. He's saying and doing all the right things. But if you look at it, I think it's something like, don't quote me on these stats. It's something like 7% of high school athletes go on to play college athletics. And from college athletics, I think it's somewhere around 1% of football players could have the chance of making it to the NFL. Like that's crazy. And but just super proud of him. Really happy for him. Happy for the family. I know Travis is probably losing his mind right now, and that's so cool. He should be.
And we've known Travis forever since he's been basically made his focus coach your kids sports while
Yeah,
other people are telling
absolutely.
him to get a job.
Yeah, I think first time I met Tyson, I don't even think he was as high as my hip. So it's been a fun journey for those guys, I'm sure, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah. Isn't it weird as we get older? I mean, you played really high level sports. Did you ever make it to the WNBA, Caity?
I did.
You did. In how long did you play a full season there?
Yeah.
Two
And
seasons?
it's hard. It's like you go from college athletics where everybody kind of keeps you on a schedule, and then you go to pro, and it's a job and it's a business, and it's hard to make that transition. And then once you're in it, you're aware of what's going on. But it's definitely it's a big business, and it's a job for the athletes as well.
And so you make that leap, and yeah, I guess you answered the question. I was just thinking, I wonder if so that's when I hear Tyson being interviewed, he's kind of already starting to allude to what you're saying. Like it
Yep.
seems like there's some change in the way he's speaking, not nothing bad, but that he's aware that it has become a business.
Yeah, and you get ingrained in it pretty early. I mean, as soon as you step in that locker room, you know what's going on. It's not a secret. Everybody talks about what's going on. It's just the way that the business runs.
It's weird as we get older that we're starting to know people who are getting to that. Um, you always want, at least I did. I always wondered as a little kid. I was like, man, where do all these famous people and successful people hang out? And then now at 51, I'm like, fuck, I'm surrounded by a lot of fucking really successful people. And it's just like, hey, people had to put in their time, right?
Absolutely. And if you look at the way the sport of CrossFit has grown, it's kind of mind blowing in the last 15, 16 years of coming from the ranch, in 2008 for me, especially to now where, it's a full-time job for these athletes to train and be ready for the competition and the long season that they have throughout the year.
Caity won the games in 2008, correct?
Correct. Long
Correct.
time ago.
And then she won the lotto when she married Bill.
Absolutely.
It was a great couple of years for Caity. What year did you get married?
2009. That was a trick
Dang.
question. Good thing I had that right on the tip of my tongue there. So going to get me in
I
trouble
hate,
here today.
I hate it when people ask me like, "What's your wife's birthday?" I'm like, "Really?" I need a few minutes. The Rogue Invitational is coming up.
Absolutely. We just came through we're not through the qualifier yet, but end of October will be the invitational.
Fifth year.
Fifth year. Really excited about it. Come a long way. Hopefully a long way to go.
So it is a staple now. When you did the first year, did you know it would be part of the, like, I don't know how you guys refer to it there, but as one of the arms, right? Like you sell equipment, you manufacture equipment, you have different branches. Was it known that, okay, now we have a competition, this is going to be a competition branch, or did you know that?
No, I don't think we planned on that. Bill was the regional director for, I think, 4 years for the game season. So we had run events, we had been around events, and then there were just some things going on with regionals and sanctionals at that point, we really wanted to be a part of the community, and that's really how it came to be. But we wanted to be something different, right? It is an invitational, so a lot of speculation out there of how we get to the 20, but it could be anything from games qualification this year to, you know, having an athlete that's a high performer in all of our challenges to a legend that has won the games that's come back. You know, we did that with Annie last year. Ben Smith's done that. So there's some different things, but it's meant to be a showcase, and it's a little bit different than how maybe others look at events, but that's how we want to run the invitational and have fun with it.
So I want to go back to what you said. So you think that if CrossFit would have stayed with the regional format all these years, maybe you guys would still just be I shouldn't say just be, you guys would be running a regional and the invitational might not exist?
Yeah, looking back on it, maybe not. But
Okay.
at some point, you know, with our involvement, not just with the CrossFit Games, but with the Arnold and Strongman, and really the Iron Game for us with our USAW partnership and what we do with the IPF and things like that with powerlifting, it really makes sense to have this festival feel that we want to have. And it's not just about CrossFit, it's not just about Strongman, it's really putting everybody in the Iron Game in one place so that we can elevate all the sports.
Okay, so you said festival feel. I was kind of poking fun at the event last year as I saw like footage of people there, because it almost seems, I wanted to start calling it the influencer games, because it was literally just like a who's who of just people I see on Instagram. It was just like 1,000 people from like, it's like the camera would pan over the crowd. I'm like, oh, is that the section where where people with 150,000 followers or more sitting? It was kind of crazy. But
well, let's start with you making fun of people. That's not surprising here. So we'll just start there. We'll start there. But that, you know, it's meant to have people come and enjoy it and have fun and have other opportunities, whether that's a, you know, spectator workout or something with legends where people have access to talk to these athletes that have been around the last 15, you know, 18 years and see why they got into it, listen to their stories. You know, there's a lot of people that if you brought up some of the legends names who we consider legends, they wouldn't know about them nowadays. And we really want to bring that in because they were the foundational piece of the sport.
Yeah. And it was like that also to add to the, you know, to what you're saying. People were telling me that everywhere you walked, there were people that you never thought you would meet, and they were just everywhere, and they were completely accessible to you. So that's cool.
Yeah,
Very
cool. And I think, well, and I also think that's one part of the community is that no one's off limits, right? They're really engaging. They're going to stop and talk to anybody that wants to ask questions and have a conversation. And I think that's the beauty of the community and why we want to be a part of it and why we want to continue to support it.
Did you ever meet Muggsy Bogue?
He was my coach.
No shit.
Yeah.
In college or in the WNBA?
At Charlotte in the WNBA my last year.
Wow, I had no idea. Caity, who is taller, Muggsy or Sevi? Wow.
Muggsy. No, I'm kidding. You're taller than him.
Oh, thank you.
He's a cool dude. He's awesome.
Andre Britz. I don't know what kind of money this is, but I'll take it. Thank you. I appreciate it. The invitational, when you say the speculation of who's invited. So one of the things I saw was that in previous years, the top 15 from the games, men and women were invited. No, not true.
Well, it could have. Well, here I'll go where you were going. In previous years, it got up to the 15th at the games. That's how it worked out. But that's not. There is no hard and set line that the top 15 from the games are going to come to the invitational. Maybe we start with the top 10, and then depending on who accepts and does not accept, then we keep moving down the line, and or we go to the qualifier, or we have, you know, other people that we're going to invite as well, because we want it to be, like I said, a showcase. We want it to be fun, but there is no set determination of games positions that will get you to the invitational outside of probably winning the games.
But Caity, if you want to be a professional event, you have to have set rules and guidelines, and we have to be able to follow them. And, you know, I've been watching Rogue Invitational for 5 years, and I feel some ownership to it. And you really need to offer consistency, or else the fans really can't get into it.
But key word you use there, it's an invitational.
Invitational. So, does any part of you just want to be like, hey, shut the fuck up. It's my event. Fuck you.
No, I mean, we have internal things of how we look at who's going to come and who's going to qualify and things like that. But that's our internal process, and that doesn't always have to make it out to the world. But just know that we're going to try to get the best athletes there and put on the best showcase we can for. Number one is taking care of the athletes. Is it a great event? Are we putting them in a position to showcase themselves? And then spectators and then online spectators, what is that experience? And we're trying to put that whole package together, and hopefully we pick the right athletes to do that.
Did you get, so the person specifically that I saw being talked about was Bethany Flores Shadburn, and that you went down to 14 and then she didn't get the invite. Does she then send you a text being like, oh, Caity, I just checked my inbox, I didn't get an invite, could you resend it?
I think there are a lot of athletes that have contacted about how to get an invite over the past month. Basically, since the day I got home from the games, I started getting messages.
It's a lot of money, dude. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of notoriety. It's a lot of prestige. It's I mean, you guys take care of the athletes the best. You have one of the biggest prize monies, and it's some of the most notoriety anyone can get. And it may be at the top of all of those too. And so you expect that, right? You're not, I didn't sense any part of you complaining. That's what you want. You want to be in that position, right?
Yeah, not complaining at all. I mean, no matter what we do, there's going to be comments, right? There's definitely going to be conversation. But if you look at anything, there's going to be that anyway. But yeah, I mean, look at the prize purse is sitting at $1.4 million right now. We're trying to up that. We're trying to bump both of these sports up and get these athletes to make more money, because that's what they're doing all this work for. They need to have a living, make a living out of this. And we're trying to do it in creative ways where if with our partner with GoRuck, if you buy a pair of GoRuck trainers, $5 of that goes to the prize purse. A portion of the ticket sales goes there. The qualifier had a portion, and now we came out with a community event, and the community event is meant to be having everyone doing these workouts, no stress, no judging, no leaderboard, just everybody get together and do a workout. But a portion of that is going to go back to these athletes because they're also a part of this larger community as well.
Is it true that Jeff Bezos reached out to you and Bill and offered to buy Rogue?
Not true. Rumors.
Has anyone ever tried to buy Rogue from you guys in the last couple of years?
Sure.
Yeah. And when they offer to buy it, do they actually give you a number?
Not usually in the conversations, but look, we enjoy our jobs too much. We enjoy being a part of this, and it's still, really cool for us to come to work every day and to do really cool things, come up with new equipment and manufacturing, and take care of the people that are in-house here at Rogue, because they all come to work every day and do a lot of hard work. But we also put out a lot of cool stuff for these events that then they can see it in these live streams or on ESPN and things like that they know that they put their work into. And that's one of the coolest parts for us.
How was your website? How proud of you of your website?
It always can be better. Is that what you're trying to get me to say?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's addicting. You guys, there's a lot of websites that are fucked up, right? Your website looks very, very, your website is very functional. You know who B&H is? The people in New York who sell all that camera equipment. You know who they are?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like them, but with fitness stuff. If you accidentally go to your site, you better fucking throw your wallet in the other room or something. Like,
yeah, it's a fun site to be on, I guess. If you are into fitness and working out, then yes, that's the whole goal of the thing.
It's candy. So you're not totally happy with it. You're still hypercritical of your own website.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just me in general. If anything we do, we can always do it better. Are we trying to provide the best possible experience for people that come to the website? Absolutely. But we're always trying to continue to push the bounds of what it can be. We have some stuff that we're going to develop for the site, that we're developing for the site for the Invitational, to provide a different experience in terms of media and things like that. So not just a live stream, having other avenues for people to watch the stream and different views of that. And I think that's going to be cool, but it's also bringing people back to the site as well and driving the prize purse up.
I'm no insider at Rogue, but I can't imagine the Rogue Invitational being something that you guys need to do, and that it's 25 years away from being, if ever, for lack of a better word, hyper profitable. And like and you guys obviously, it does not look from the outside like you guys need to do that in any way.
I think anybody that runs events will tell you that it's not a huge moneymaker. And for some of us, it maybe it's for different reasons. And we're not running it because we have to, it's because we want to, right? And it's, yes, we have this whole manufacturing facility and we have a really nice website, but we also want to elevate. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. We want to be a part of the sports. We want to elevate this and be a part of these communities. And if you bring everybody together like that, the possibilities are endless.
I agree. It just looks like a lot of work. It looks like a lot of work, dude.
It is.
And you guys get plenty of notoriety from every other events. You have no peer. You have no. It doesn't look like you have any competition. Just seems like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. But that's, if you want to have something successful, you have to put the work in. It can't just come to you. I mean, it would be boring if you would not push the bounds of something.
When's the last time you heard Bill come home and be like, "Fuck, I'm tired"?
I don't know. We say it all the time, but
what's that?
What's that do? But you can say it, but you know what? The sun's going to come up tomorrow, and we're going to come back to where we're at. And that's what's fun. That's why I say if it's not fun to come to work, then there's no point doing it. But it's also the reason we have an event is to put something out there that we can push the bounds on and hopefully elevate everybody that is coming to support us as well.
By the way, you don't look like you've aged a year since 2008, so you don't look tired at all.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I totally can relate to, like, you have to keep it fun, and part of keeping it fun is doing it your way, and you guys do that, which is really cool. That's like, people will give me advice on the podcast all the time that's probably good advice, and I'm like, I can't. And they're like, why? I'm like, because I have to do it my way or else I'll run out of energy.
Did you not wear your hair in a man bun today because you knew it would make fun of you like Josh would?
Yes. I'm on a free the hair campaign. I'm being very careful.
It looks good. It's nice and slick back for you today.
Thank you. Do I look like I've been spending time in prison?
No.
There was a workout this year at the Rogue Invitational where it required a piece of tape on the ground, and the instructions said that the outside of the tape line needed to be 10 inches away from the wall with a 2-inch piece of tape. And it was written very clearly. And then there was a picture posted of it, and then the arrow went from the wall to the tape, and that was 10 inches, which would make the outside of the tape line 12 inches.
Yes.
And those of us who make a living off of your mistakes were like so excited. Thank you, Rogue, for giving us something to talk about for the next week. There
is always, we're gonna step up and say that, yeah, it's an issue, right? And we're working through that now, and we'll come out. I'm not going to talk about the specifics of the judging because we're not through the process yet, and we can talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, everything is needs to be reviewed and put out there. But if you put out something that is confusing, then we need to own that as well, and we're going to step up and own that as well.
The person who is in charge of that, it would be amazing content to see the conversation you had with that person. Did you have the conversation with that person, or did Bill?
Well, you're looking at her, so you want to hold someone accountable, hold me accountable.
I just want to be there. I appreciate you saying that. I just want to be there when you walk into that room where those people are sitting around on computers and you're like, hey, guys, did you notice this?
Well, I think that's what's so great about our team is that we're all open. It's not, there shouldn't be gray areas. If we're having an issue, let's talk about it. Let's come to a solution. Let's make sure it's communicated out to everybody, and then we move forward. You know, life isn't perfect. People are going to make mistakes. You know, some of the reasons that we have to have those long-winded PDFs for judging is because people don't follow the rules. And they, you know, some people cheat. We've had people use fake barbells. Had people use barbells that are, bumper plates. We've had people that don't use the correct weight barbell. And that's not fair to the rest of the competition.
One of my friends is on steroids.
Hey, that's your friend. But if you look back at it, when we did the Invitational online in 2020, we sent all the athletes the gear because we wanted it to be fair to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are people that are going to bend the rules, and look, there's a lot of money on the line, so people are going to push the bounds. That's the nature of athletics, but it's also why there's out of bounds in tennis. There's out of bounds lines in basketball or free throw lines and things like that. There are set rules that people should be following, but you shouldn't expect that the athletes aren't going to push that bound. They're
Right,
trying to
right.
win.
I agree.
You know,
Do you think it's fun when you see that? Are you like, hey, I got 50 other things on my plate. Okay, let's take care of that. Or do you fucking get up out of your chair and walk in and like kick some trash cans around?
maybe a mix of both. It depends on
Okay.
the issue, but at the time,
Okay.
yeah, there's always other things to do. But when there's something like that, you have to fix the issue in the moment. So we have to talk about it, not ignore it, not move on. We have to fix it and then move on. And I think that's what hopefully we're doing, and we have done. There's been other issues we've had in other events,
So the
other
first thing is,
invitationals.
so the first thing is to make sure that whoever did that, you have a solution to move forward. Meaning, like, okay, whoever did the event, following the drawing, what are we going to do with that? People who followed the words, what are we going to do that? You have to find some ground that's fair to just to move forward, and then afterwards, maybe someone's dick gets stepped on.
Yeah, anytime you make a mistake or have an issue, you try to figure out how to never do that again. I mean,
Right.
like if you look at the way that Rogue has been built, like we've made a lot of mistakes along the way, but we fixed them. We run really fast and we keep moving. And it's been fun along the way. It'd be boring if we were doing the same stuff every day, day in and day out. Like, why not do something new, and why not push the bounds?
Caity, there was this guy, there was this beef jerky company that I used to work with. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. God, I can't believe I can't remember it. I feel horrible. He had cows that were truly grass fed in New Zealand that he would get the meat from, because they have different rules there than we have in the States. And then and he was just a mom and pop, just a guy living like in Wyoming somewhere, him and his wife and his 3 kids. And he had this beef jerky company. He would make these sticks. And I was talking to him one time, and one time he said that he made a batch that cost him $300,000 of beef jerky, and all the seals were wrong, so it all went bad, and he ate the cost. Do you have stories
Sometimes
like
that
that?
happens.
Or
Yeah, I
like
mean,
you
stuff happens all the time. I mean, it's business, right? You're going to have issues, and there's things that are going to happen, but again, you have to address it in the moment and then figure it out and move forward. And sometimes it's a mistake like that yeah, you're going to lose some money, or you know,
anything crazy you can share with
it's
us?
a live
Like
event, and things go wrong.
you ever had like a semi come to you full of 45s, and like all of us, every single 45 has got like the mold was fucked up, and it's a 45, 42 pound
Yeah, I'm
weight?
sure we've definitely had some issues like that. Maybe not a full semi, but there's quality issues along the way that we try to address, and we deal with that pretty much on a weekly basis, in some capacity. But that's again, that's manufacturing, and that's business, and that's selling products. But if you look at the events, last year at the Invitational, we had some delays and things like that in the duel, and we have to fix that if we're going to do that again going forward. But it doesn't mean it doesn't. It's frustrating in the moment. It's tough in the moment. But again, we have to take care of the athletes. We have to take care of the spectators, and then we'll figure it out on the backside on our own. You know.
When Bill would give clues in years past on his Instagram account, does he have to run those by you? Do you approve those?
Sometimes he runs them by me, and sometimes he doesn't. So sometimes I find out when everybody else finds out.
Wow. You ever had to slap him around like, Bill, that was too much?
No.
All right. Has Caity asked Fraser to do Legends?
We've asked a lot of people to do Legends. Yes.
I will train. That's a yes. They have. Well, that's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't ask him, he's going to be upset. If you do ask him and you want him to come, you're going to be let down. So there's no win there, right?
Yeah, it's again, Legends is meant to be, that first year we did run it with a leaderboard and who wins, but really it's meant to bring those guys back and showcase them, have them be a part of the community, have them go out there, no stress, do fun things with them. I think you'll see this year we're going to do a couple different things that we haven't done in years past with the Legends. So it's not pressure for them to go out there and compete with these individuals. It's to really have fun, having them still be a part of the community.
Jody Lynn. Caity, will you marry me? No. Oh no. Sorry, that was my own inner thoughts. Jody Lynn. Caity, can I design gym layouts for Rogue, pretty please? How does someone apply for a job to design gym layout? Is that a position you guys have?
Not, I don't think we have an open position right now, no, but if we do, we put it up on the site.
Jody designs kitchens in somewhere on the east coast of the United States. Hold on, let me see if there's anyone else who's paid me to say something to you. Oh, here we go. Love Rogue, such professionals. I've ordered a lot of apparel and equipment from them, best quality and best customer service. Had equipment get damaged and they handled it like true professionals.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Even her thanks is professional. Eaton Beaver for the hair comment. Oh, wow. Yeah, you like it that she says my hair's okay. Okay. Andrew Hiller quoting you already. We sent athletes the gear. That's my friend who's on steroids. Bailey Demena. Caity 2023 Tahoe Throwdown Team Rogue versus some other team. Let's make it happen. Wow.
Arguably, the Tahoe Throwdown was one of the best experiences, competitions I've ever been a part of. It was so cool.
Yeah, I wonder why hasn't that ever been repeated? Something like that. The sport's not too big for that, right? That can still happen, right?
No, I don't think it's too big. I think it would be really fun to get multiple teams involved and see how that plays out. But yeah, at the time that we did that, I mean, that was so fun. You were there. We had a great time, and Team Rogue came out on top, so that always helps.
Yeah, that was fun. Hey, anything you wanted to address in regards to you want to share about the Rogue Invitational?
I think we've covered a lot. I think we've covered a lot of it. I'm really excited going into it. I think we're going to have some different type of events and experiences for everyone, not just the athletes, but spectators. So I think that should be fun.
Awesome. All right. I know I've kept you on longer than I told you I would. I really appreciate you coming on. The invite is there. I would love to speak to you during the week in the evenings, the little evening chats we had in the past if you're around. And thanks for doing this, man.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right.
See you.